Hey guys, we are nearing the end of the Dracula event, and we have just been shown, well, not really just been shown, we are about to get tomorrow and the day after some very interesting banners. Draelyn and Talon, and then we are also getting the first ever Choose Your Own Lord on Ancient Summons, which has potential to be one of the better Ancient Manners in the game. I still value Valara and Ingrid as the best Ancient Manner in the game, personally, but definitely this is in, contention for being incredibly good. And I want to go over just how I would summon tomorrow, or maybe even later today, I don't really know. I will have a very quick Lord ranking to kind of help you guys decide, so stay tuned for that. I don't want to waste y'all's time, so I'll do that as quick as I can. But yeah, we got Draelyn, Talon, and then this banner. So I want to talk about, first of all, why this is a good banner weekend and why you guys should probably summon. But I also want to talk about why you should save, because little do we know about what's coming, and it's almost Christmas. So, you know what that means? That means, obviously this is all hypothetical, it means potentially Valara comes back. It means that potentially Kagiri or a choose your own limited banner comes, right? It means a lot of different things, or even new units. I know that the Northerners, for the dev interview, they said that they would be improving them towards the end of the year. This feels like not only the perfect time, Gwendolyn just got buffed, not only that, this is Christmas, which is very Northerner themed, and they literally said they would do it. We're also getting, Nestia, and then we got Ezerith, so clearly there's a room for a third lord to come out, and God knows that this faction needs some freaking lords that actually are good. Also, very quickly, this video is sponsored by Smile1. This is an area where you can get discounts on summons, and there is going to be a Black Friday event from the 27th to the 1st, and they will have these bundles. So you can see that you can have some better deals on certain things and really get some items you just can't really get, which is pretty cool. And if you want to, spend, it's one of the best ways to do it. My link is in the description. I get a bit of commission. If you want to support me and you want to stock up as best as you can, this is a good way to do it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to mention. Back to the video. So that's something that could happen. But that doesn't mean that this is a bad banner weekend, right? Let's go over why it might be good for you. Draelyn, if you don't have Draelyn, I do think Draelyn is a must pull. I really do. Draelyn is not a unit that you're necessarily required to have. Now that Durza is so absolutely amazing for Matrix, Draelyn's no longer required. You can definitely use her to some great effect. And she puts out AoE damage reduction, which is very valuable. But basically all of these teams are going to be using Durza, because Durza puts out enough damage reduction to keep your team alive if you have things built properly. So she's not really required there, but I use Draelyn all the time. Like, I can't even say specific areas I really use her in, because I just use her everywhere, right? Basically, her ultimate, amazing, it keeps people alive with, what's it called? Final damage reduction right here, which is about 30%, so they take quite a bit less damage, 70% of the damage they would have. And she also puts out shield. Not only that, she heals. She's a great ground healer. She's a must-have for a lot of areas, like Malric Halls. Tier 2, she's the GOAT. I mean, you could replace Narissa Pharisee with her, and then you can also replace Harza Regulus with her, which is kind of ridiculous, and even Sadie to a certain extent. Like, your dungeons, I actually got a lot of success using her, though it's a little bit weird to kind of call her a must pull for that. Basically, you need a ground healer. She's amazing. Not only that, her A1 is actually, in my opinion, one of the best awakenings in the game. She puts out a damage increase 25% to anyone in her ult range for 10 seconds. And it also increases her ult range by a lot, which also makes it so that her AoE damage reduction affects people in there. So it's very, very good. Now, Talon, I also think, is almost a must pull. I wouldn't really put her at the must pull tier, but she's still very good. I mean, she's super meta in Matrix right now. Really good in Gear Dungeon 2. Really good in Malric Halls. I use her a lot sometimes because She doesn't get affected by the rock fall necessarily, and she also is very tanky, does damage with her bear form, and you could also use her marksman form. She has 2 different forms. She's very good. Very, very, very good. Very flexible. You could use her in a lot of areas. So this is a great banner. I mean, if you don't have these heroes, these are, in my opinion, must pulls, right? They're not as must pull heavy as like an Airless or a Neisha, but they're still very good, right? But keep in mind, we may be getting a choose your own limited because that's what we got for anniversary. It would make sense for Christmas season to do something like that. Or they might rerun Gwendolyn, who got buffed. I don't really know what's going to happen there. And then we also have a Lykan banner. So Lykan, in my opinion, is pretty good. I don't think he's like revolutionary. I think he would be good with Kayn in Arena, potentially, because Kayn gets weaker as he goes on, so you're forced to remove him, and then he comes back super fast, which would be pretty cool. Anyways, Lykan has a lot of potential. Basically, all you gotta know is he has strong, evened out AoE damage, and when he does certain attacks, and you wait every couple seconds, you're going to be getting a stronger attack, which happens more often in his ultimate. He does a decent amount of damage, definitely a physical matrix specialist, but he's kind of held back by his factions for that content. Still good though. And then, you know, he has a lot of potential in a couple areas. Mainly, he can force remove your allies when he moves because he is a tactician. He can move around, which provides a lot of flexibility. And he can also force remove people, getting them back faster. And then, I mean, obviously, does good damage. The only things about him that don't really make him a must-pull for me, unfortunately, are the fact that Valara exists. And it's been a while since the last Valara banner. I would definitely assume that she would be coming back pretty soon. And then he also doesn't really have any crowd control. And I feel like physical damage is worse for this archetype. He does a lot of damage. He's absolutely an amazing, amazing pickup. I do recommend going for him if you have summons. But keep in mind, we're supposed to be getting a Northerner Lord eventually, or a new Lord in general. I don't know if it will be a Northerner, but that's what it seems with like the Airless bond skill and stuff. So you gotta be careful of that. And then Valara, of course. But this is paired with a Lord of your choice. So this is where the banner becomes a must pull for me. If you're missing an Ingrid, you gotta pull for it. If you're missing an Iovar, you gotta pull for it. If you're missing a Pope, Pope's a good option. You know, Cyrus, Nastia. There's a lot of good lords. I'll go into it with a bit more depth. I cannot speak today, sorry. But basically, you want to pick a freaking lord that you're missing or you need awakenings for, then you should absolutely 500% pull in this banner. Just once again, you know, Valara, rumors are coming around. I don't know if they're true. And then we also have the potential of some good Northerners. Because they have insight. They literally said they would do it. So we already have that information. Anyways, that's it for me. You know, summon wisely. Just summon a little. Save the rest. Or save. Or pull. It doesn't matter. It is completely up to you. But yeah, best of luck, guys. I'll see you later. Destined signing out.